So when the R5 was first announced, I didn't pay much attention to it. Now, Canon themselves say that there are a lot of features that are going into the R5 that are coming from the 1DX Mark III, and this is really exciting. Now, I've been shooting with the 1DX Mark III for a couple months now. Today we're gonna go over some of the things that we can learn that will give us a clue to what the R5 is going to be like. C-Log in 10-bit is absolutely gorgeous, and I love the skin tones. Main thing is the way that the highlights roll off. This particular wedding had this light, bright, airy feel to it. So I was able to play with overexposure, pushing those highlights to start to kind of clip, but they clip in a beautiful way. And by the way, when it comes time to get in the R5, stay away from the EOS original color matrix. The neutral profile is the newer one, and in my testing, it looks much better. Skin tones are much more natural, so just go straight to that. Now, Canon says they're taking a lot of the autofocus features that are in this 1DX3, putting them into the R5. And I can tell you from 3 years experience with a 1DX2, the 1DX3 is a huge improvement on that. I was doing 85mm at 1.4, and even if it loses the front of the face, it will start tracking their head. I think the autofocus in these cameras is really what's gonna push people to abandon the idea that they always have to shoot manual focus. With the old 1DX Mark II, it only shot in motion JPEG. So what that means is each frame was compressed, but there was no interframe compression. Between the frames, there was no information taken out in order to save space. Massive file size, 500 megabits a second or something like that. Now, you can still shoot in massive file sizes if you shoot in the all-I format, but that's really not taking advantage of what the HEVC codec can do. The magic really comes in the interframe compression. So the weddings are small and tiny, very easy to work with. I really like the image. So the big headline feature on the R5 is the 8K recording. There are two huge advantages to 8K that are being overlooked. To deliver a sharp 4K image, you need to shoot more than 4K. Why? That has to do with a bare pattern over a sensor. Now, a sensor only records black and white, and then they have to put red, blue, and green filters over pixels in order to make the sensor record in color. So what that means is they have to blend filters together into one pixel. No pixel is recording as full as it can. To truly record super sharp 4K, you need to shoot beyond 4K. What we know from this 1DX Mark III is that Canon can now oversample. Being able to record in 8K is actually gonna give us much more detailed 4K. One of the things that really shocked me on this latest announcement was the autofocus in every mode. 1DX3 is missing autofocus at 4K 60. Now you can go to a 1.3 crop and have it, but it is extremely frustrating to shoot like this because you have to change everything about your shot. When the R5, their autofocus is gonna be in every format. That right there, that's it. Nothing else has to be better. That right there is worth it. Now, potential problems with the R5. The rolling shutter on the 1DX Mark III, man, is bad. So I shot this music video and some of the shots, especially with a longer lens, are rough. It's very likely that this has been the path that Canon has had to cut corners on to make these other specs possible. And most times it's not gonna affect anything, but if you're doing some faster paced stuff, like dancing in a wedding film, it can start to stand out. So I'm not thrilled about it, but the 1DX3 tells us this could be something that is an issue. The SanDisk cards that I have, they work great in every mode, no matter what. And I also bought a pro grade CF Express card. It's their gold series, and it would not record RAW or all-I 10-bit footage on the 1DX3. So do not waste your time on the pro grade stuff right now, but pro grade needs to step up their game on the CF Express cards. I hope that's given you some insight on what the R5 could look like. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a camera that, although it's expensive, delivers way above its price, and I will share a full review on it when I get my hands on it. Till then, have fun shooting.